So today we are making a video on Lilidog bookworm. So here is the boot menu. I'm running it on a virtual machine which is VMware with a 60 GB disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So before that, I'm going to give you a disclaimer that there will be some mistakes and misspeaking throughout the video because I'm going to keep the video raw as possible. So try to ignore those things. And I'm going to trim just the booting process because the booting process will take like a 2 or 3 minutes or maybe sometimes like a 4 minutes. So that's the reason I'm going to trim that part, and I'm going to keep the rest of the video like that for the viewers who want to see all the changes and things throughout the video. So I'm going to keep the video raw as possible, and just the booting process I'm going to trim that. So let's wait, and I'm going to say how much of time it consumes to open the desktop layout, or it will take to load up the desktop layout. So here is the Lilidog bookworm. So welcome screen, as you can see. Let's first change the display settings and all those things. Let's go to the application menu or app menu. So I never made a video on this Linux distro. So let's find the display first. Let me change the display settings. My monitor is 1920 into 1080. Here is the resolution. Let me click on apply. Keep this configuration. Close it. Let's go to the all programs, and let's find the task manager. So I don't see any task manager. Let's go to the system. You should be seeing in a system. So there is no system monitor or anything like that, so it is a bit of hard. Let's try to open the desktop. So here is the system resources. So let's see what are the applications we get pre-installed in the Lilidog bookworm. So here are the applications on the development, the graphics, internet, multimedia, office. Here are other. So there are a lot of applications pre-installed here, and on the settings you are seeing all those settings, Synaptic Package Manager and all those things. Under system you get the desktop, JG menu, and Synaptic Package Manager and all those things. Here is the task manager. I didn't properly see it. So here is the task manager, and here is it desktop. Let me open the desktop. Not the desktop, it's a task manager. LX task 0.1.10. So these are all the process running. You can click on more details. Here are all the information. So CPU is almost 15% and RAM is almost 571 MB. You can call it as a lightweight desktop environment and a lightweight Linux distro. So let me keep the task manager instead of desktop, and I'm going to keep the task manager throughout the video so you can see all the changes throughout the video. The task manager will be in the right side corner. So let me open the internet browser, which is Firefox, and let's go to the official website, and I'm going to show you the downloading process and all those things. So you get the cool wallpaper and you get the simple, and it's a good of eye pleasing for me. I don't know how it looks for you, but it's the color combination and everything is pretty much good. So it's not heavy and anything like that. It's simple colors. So people who love these simple colors will be liking this wallpaper and all those things. So some people like more colors and all those things. It's clearly up to them. It's their choice. So it's pretty much good for me. About Firefox 115.13 0 ESR. So it's not the latest version, but let's try to make a video. The latest version should be like a 128, I guess. So let me type in about support for some distro information and some browser information. About support. Getting system and read everything on your own. Here is my RAM, some other information, renderer, Just scroll it like this and you should be seeing all the information. Just pause the video. And the desktop environment is Openbox and the window protocol is X11 and other some information is here. You can just pause video or you can just change the playback speed in the YouTube settings and you should be seeing the video in a slow-mo. So these are all the information, and let's go to the official website, or I found it on the SourceForge website. Let me open the SourceForge. Let me try to type in SourceForge. And here we have the SourceForge website. Let me open the link. So you can just directly type in like a sourceforge.net and you should be going with the website. So you need to verify you are a human and you should be seeing the home page. Let me try to type in LI and here is the Linux distro. Lightweight and stable Debian based Linux distro with the Openbox. I'm going to give all the information, you don't need to worry about it. So here is some of the information of the Linux distro. You can just go and download all those things, or you can just watch everything from here. So here are some features, here are some screenshots if you want, and when you scroll it down you should be seeing the link. So the official website link is, as you can see, is the SourceForge. You don't get the official separate website. You should download the ISO file from the SourceForge itself. Sometimes the official website will be added in the follow Lilidog or like here where it says as a follow. There will be an official website of some Linux distros. In this case the official thing is in the SourceForge. So when you click on files, you should be seeing the latest releases, which is 2024/7/19, which is July 19th 2024. Click on releases, or you can click on readme to get some information. Here is some of the ISO files. So I downloaded the Lilidog bookworm 24.07.19. I never made a video. I think I made all the puppy Linux and other type of Linux which was related with the dogs and puppies, but I didn't make anything like a Lilidog or anything like that. So I think this is my first video. I almost covered like a 3000 videos because I don't really remember did I made or not. I need to search it or else you can search it in my channel. I can't really point out whether I have done a video on it in the previous, because it almost covered like a 3000 videos. It's pretty much very hard to remember anything, because I'll be posting 2 videos. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So here is the ISO file which I downloaded. It's 182 downloads and the ISO file will be downloaded in few seconds here. It will take like a 5 seconds and we should be seeing the downloads here. And the downloads will be started here. The file size is around 1.7 GB and you should be seeing the version, and it will take some time. Let me close the browser because we got all the information. You can just click on the shortcuts to get all the information. For example, let me open the terminal, which is super plus T. By clicking on Windows button and T, you should be getting super is a Windows button. So you can just click on Windows button and F1 and you should be seeing a menu. So here is our terminal. So let me type in some commands and get some distro information. So CPU is almost 50% and RAM is pretty good. Let me type in commands. INXI. Here is the CPU, kernel, storage and all the information. The kernel you get is 6.1.0. The latest kernel is right now is 6.10 latest release. And storage I already mentioned, 60 GB for my virtual machine, and i5 1240p is my CPU, 8 GB RAM for my virtual machine. Let me type in another command. INXI -b. So host it says as a Debian. Openbox version is 3.6.1. The distro is Lilidog New Linux 12 Bookworm, and I'm running it on a virtual machine which is VMware. It says as a VMware, and here is the CPU, graphics, network information, drives, and all the information. Let me type in INXI-F and hit enter. So here is the uptime. It's almost 11 minutes. So here are some of the information like audio, network, drives, partitions, sensor info. All the information is also available here. Just pause the video and read everything. So let me type in cat:/etc/issue and hit enter. Lilidog New Linux, and let's try the NeoFetch. So everything is pre-installed, so you just need to type in commands to get some information, and the theme is Openbox. Let me type another command, INXI-SV8. So this will grab complete distro information. You get all the Bluetooth vulnerabilities, repositories, drives, all the information just right in front of you. Just pause the video and read everything. You should be seeing all those things. So there is no mouse scroller here. So here is all the information like a monitor and all those things. Just pause the video and read everything. I'm going to close it. So Desktop is pre-installed already, so I already showed in the beginning, so I don't need to show the Desktop. So Super plus V. Let's see the wallpapers. So there are some good wallpapers. There is a dog. It's a cute dog. Looks like a husky. It's a squirrel. So you get a bunch of wallpapers. Here is a cat for cat lovers. I'm going to keep it the default. I'm going to close the wallpapers. So here are some of the desktop features like a date and time, some updates, Snaptik, LD installer, system update, check for upgrades. Let me open this. And here you have tint. Let me open this. So volume, customize the volume if you want. Here is the network connection. The password should be user. Let's try user. I hope it's correct. Wrong. Let me type in live. So the password is LIVE. Let me close the calendars. So here you have the installer, Calameras installer. If you want to install, you can install 3.2.61. So till now it's almost maybe like 12-13 minutes and everything was smooth. It's not a sponsored video or anything like that. I love the look and I love the stability of this Linux distro. So it's pretty much smooth and you don't see any lag or anything. It's pretty much good and the system resources are pretty much stable. CPU will be more or less, and when you go with the installation, the RAM will be less consuming when you install it on the hard disk. I'm running it on a RAM, so it's going to be a bit more. When you install this on the virtual disk or a hard disk, the RAM consumption will be like a 200-300 MB more or less. It will be a bit less because it will be running on the hard disk, so RAM will be like a 200-300 MB less when compared to live boot. So let's go to the installer. There will be a language selection, lot of language selection. If you're already a Linux user, you don't need to watch this tutorial. If you're a normal user or if you came from the other operating system, you need to watch tutorials of installation on the virtual disk or a hard disk of Linux distros. So let's click on next. After choosing the language, choose the location. You can choose the drop down menu or you can choose the map. The system language will be set to American English. If you want, you can change it by scrolling up and down, or else you can keep the default. The numbers and date locales will be set to American English, United States. You can customize according to your wish. Click on next, choose your keyboard, choose your language, choose your variant. If you want, you can type here to test your keyboard. Click on next. Here you need to choose your hard disk. In my case, it's a virtual machine or a virtual disk. I choose the 60 GB. If you have a multiple hard disk, you need to choose the specific hard disk. Always try it in the live boot or in the virtual machine first, then go with the installation in the main PC or work PC. Try to get all the information on your own. Don't just watch my video and try to install. You need to test it on your PC because the hardware specs will be different. I have like i5 1240p and 8 GB of RAM, so everything will be running good on this virtual machine. But I don't know how it performs on your PC, because if you have a high-end PC, it should be very good, and if you have like a low-end PC, it should be a bit of hiccups or maybe some lag or some issues. Because if you have like a 1 GB or 2 GB of RAM, I don't know how it performs. Right now it's consuming like a 700 MB. I think the 1 GB, even if you have like a 1 GB of RAM, it should be working good on the live boot, I guess. I don't think the virtual machine will be running on the 1 GB of RAM, but when you try it in the live boot, it should be working good, I guess. So it's clearly up to you whether to use this Linux distro or not. In my point of view, everything is working good. There is no issue. I don't see any heavy resource consuming here. Everything is working fine. I can move the applications without any issues, no lag or anything like that. So I already made another video of another Linux distro, which is Ubuntu Arch Linux or Ubuntu Edition or the Ultimate Edition Linux, because I'll be making two videos. So that was the first video and this was the second video. So that Linux was consuming a lot of resources, which has the latest KDE Plasma version. So if you want, you can watch that video after watching this video. So let's get back to the installation. So the basic thing is, if it says as a erase disk, it's going to delete completely whatever you have on that specific hard disk, and it's going to install this Lilidog Bookworm Linux on that specific hard disk or a virtual disk. If it's a virtual disk, you can delete the current operating system and you can create a virtual disk again. If it's a main disk, you need to be careful. That's the reason I already mentioned you need to watch like a 5 to 6 videos of installation tutorials of Linux distro. I have videos of installation in my channel, but I don't really remember in which video I have, because I covered like a 3000 videos. It's pretty much impossible to point out in which video I made it. So it's better to watch some short videos, because my videos will be like a 20-25 minutes, because I will be covering everything in that. So it's better to watch like a small videos which has like a minute or 2 minute videos, so you don't get bored watching the tutorials. So here is the erase disk option. Here are some of the options, and when you go with the manual partitioning, it's like you need to create a partition, and after creating a partition, you can choose this option and it will be installed in that created partitions, and you should be having like a dual boot options or like a dual operating systems. So that was the options. About the options, when you check on the encrypt system, you need to provide the password, which should be same in both the boxes. If you don't want, you just need to uncheck it. So here is the bootloader location. The default one will be master boot record of a specific hard disk or the virtual disk, and the other option is system partition, and the other available option is do not install a bootloader. You can do that later if you are a pro user. If you are a new user, you need to watch tutorials. So after choosing everything, click on next. You need to create a username, account and all those things, same as every operating system, so there is nothing complicated here. Let me type in some random things. So if everything is going good, you should be seeing a tick mark. What name do you want to use to log in? If you do anything wrong, you should be seeing into mark or a wrong symbol here, like this. So you need to add some alphabets first, then go with the numbers. You can't just add the numbers first. For example, like this, run boxing. You can add the numbers after that, or else you can just first type in the alphabet and then go with the numbers. It's clearly up to you. What is the name of this computer? I'm going to keep it as 9to5 Linux. Log in automatically without asking for the password. You need to provide the password. For the sake of the video, I'm choosing the simple password, and everything is good. So you can see all those tick marks is seen in front of the boxes. click on next. So here is the summary of whatever you choose in the previous installation steps. So if you satisfied with everything in the summary, then click on install. So if you see anything wrong here, just go back and fix everything. So after clicking on install, it's going to take like a 20-25 minutes, depends on the PC. If you have a high-end PC, it should be very quick. If you have a low-end PC, it should be more than 20 or 15 minutes like that. It clearly depends on the PC. And if it's a stable ISO file, it should be installed very quickly, and everything installation will be good. And if it's like a beta version or the development ISO file, sometimes it will be installation failed, pop-ups will be appear. Sometimes installation also fails because it's a beta version or a development version. In most of the cases, everything should be working properly, but sometimes there will be some errors because of the beta version, because beta version and development version has some bugs and all those things. So that's the installation process. I need to make another video, so that's the reason I'm not going to install it. So we pretty much covered all the desktop features, wallpapers and all those things. Here are shortcuts. If you want, you can do that. So here is the hot corners toggle, minimize, and the left right dark toggle. Here is the quick theme settings, and here is the places menu, recent menu and all those things. Here is the panel, and let's check the applications. Here are all the applications. Here is the category, applications, run, workspaces, file browser. Let me open the file manager, which is tuner file manager. Let's check the version also. About, here is the latest version. File system, you can check all the folders if you want. You can modify, you can customize. You already know how to do all those things. Here is the preference. So again, these are all some basic things. There is nothing changed here. So let's try the stress test by opening all the applications. So viewers who doesn't know what is stress test in my channel is like opening a bit of resource consuming applications to see whether it will handle day-to-day task, whether this Linux distro will handle day-to-day task, or just we should be getting some bugs or errors, or like a not responding pop-ups and all those things, to see whether this will be good for the day-to-day usage or not. So that's the reason I'll be doing this type of test to help some normal user, because the normal user will be opening like a 5 to 10 applications, like using photo editing, sometimes using the browser for watching videos, sometimes reading the text, notes and all those things. So that's the reason I'm going to make a stress test by opening a bit of resource consuming applications. In this case, we should be having a bunch of applications because it's added, the Lilidog Linux has added a lot of applications. Let's try to open like a multimedia. We don't get a VLC media player. Consuming, so I didn't face any bugs or any crashes, not even a single crash. So the Linux distro is pretty much stable in my point of view, and I already said I'm using like a 8 GB of RAM and I have like a latest CPU. So for my CPU, for my hardware specs, it is running smoothly without any bugs or anything. So it is like a, by look also it's pretty much simple, good looking, and everything is good. So it's a positive response or a positive opinion from me. So you have a JG menu, you can type in keyboards and it should be opening all those things. So I'm going to end this video. So if you want to try to test it, you can test it on your PC. Always try it in the live boot or the virtual machine. If your PC can run virtual machines, you can run it, or else you can try the live boot. So I'm going to end the video. If you want to check other video which is already posted in my channel, you can check it out. So I already showed the password also. So the user and password already mentioned in the beginning. So if you want to check it, here are some other sessions. Here is the accessibility, and I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. Peace out.